Definitely a strap, and I want to see how long your strap is actually.
This one's
That'll be good. Okay, welcome to the ZMY line class. So we're going to use a strap today, and the first thing you can do with the strap is just to make a loop, just so we have it prepared. We're going to use this mostly for standing stuff today.
and then we can do
And to grab most of your blocks. All of my supplies in here. Okay, so we'll start by opening up. The block for the head is going to be taller than the one that's going to go between the shoulder blades. So one of them's going to be long. It'll go between the shoulder blades, and then the one for the head will be on a medium setting. So lie down. If it's not between the shoulder blades, it's going to probably be uncomfortable. And so you can have the arms extended out. So you have the arms overhead. Do both. Let the feet hang open. And so our theme for this month is mantra, that which protects the mind. So it's something that we, a sound that or word that we repeat for concentration, for focus, for being present. So as you're lying here, opening up the front of the body, as you breathe in, I want you to think peace. And as you breathe out, I want you to be quiet. So you'll inhale peace, exhale quiet. Your mantra is and go ahead on your next exhale, you can just slide the arms up. So you're reaching overhead. Grab the fingertips and take a long stretch. And then bring the arms down. So this can be really intense on the spine. Be careful as we flip out of this. So bend the knees one at a time. And then just kind of flop onto your side, whichever one feels more comfortable. Yeah, because it feels like a flop, especially if your spine is not that strong yet,
right.
which I know yours is. And then push yourself up. Which setting was yours on? Were you on the middle one here? And then
No, I went down.
you were on the flat one? Okay, because eventually you can do this and this.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, okay. Did you feel good? Still get a really good stretch though? All right. Go ahead and put the blocks off to the side. Grab your strap and lie back down. So we're going to use this loop for something else, but since it's here, we can use it to loop our foot. So you're going to loop the right foot, extend the left leg, put your left hand on the thigh, and straighten the right leg. So when we're talking alignment and using the strap, we're pushing through the ball out of the big toe, pushing the heel towards the ceiling, and we don't want to bend the knee at all. Shoulders are soft, reaching up on the strap as high as you can. And this left leg is active as well, so let's take some breaths here. A lot of these alignment postures, or, you know, we hear people talk about hatha yoga, which is actually just any movement practice. But sometimes people associate the hatha yoga with this type of class. They're staying in the poses for like 30 seconds to a minute. So I kind of want to just spend some more time on postures tonight. It's kind of like that idea of restorative. You know, after the first 20 breaths, maybe your body will be like, all right, yes. Go ahead and release. So just unloop the threads and float it down. So which side is tighter? Reach up on the strap as far as you can, press your palm out. So this is, I mean, if you think about how you do your seated forward folds when we're doing Paschimottanasana, which is feet together, folded forward, grabbing your toes. You're doing the same thing. You're pressing to the ball down the big toe. So we're doing that into the strap. We're just not putting weight on the leg for this one. But it's still training the body and the mind to line everything up. Soften the shoulders. Release. Foot. Drop it down. Bend the knees. Take your right ankle to the left thigh. And then interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. So I did the booty class, that's the booty yoga class last night, and I definitely feel that.
Yeah. Was that the first time you've done it?
No, so I knew how it would be, but you're just really, it's like such isometrics. I mean, you're like just really, you're not moving a ton. And it's fun, it's fun. So both feet flexed here. After a few breaths, you might be able to bring the knee closer and then maybe latch the fingers on the outside of the knee. But if not, that's fine. And you can also shift the right knee away from you. Spread the pelvis a little bit more. When you're in these poses, do you
Feel more now than I did before.
yeah. Do you feel like you clench your face or your shoulders or your jaw? Okay. So that'll be something for the focus on. Especially for being in the body a bit longer. Next exhale, go ahead and face both feet down, switch sides. Feet stay flexed. Interlace the knee. Or in front of the knee. Shift the left knee away. Soften the shoulders and neck. Alright, so both feet to the floor, take one of your blocks, and you're gonna need the wall for this. It's not, I mean, you can move your mat if you want, just move it like parallel to the wall like my mat is. And you're gonna put a block against the wall. So when we come into our twist, the foot will rest on the block. That makes sense? Yeah. So we'll twist like this.
Or for a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah. So instead of using the strap, pull on to the leg. And if you're, yeah, that'll work. Just pretend your foot is flat on the wall. Yeah. And then the bottom foot will be pressing towards the wall towards the ankle. Do you feel it on the outside of the leg?
Is it because I need to push?
No, and if you're kicking through the heel and you're still feeling it in the spot here, that's just where you need to.
Okay, now
You feel it on the top of like the eye band.
it's in the back now. I just have to switch.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna spend some time here. Try to keep the left shoulder heavy. I think yours are both on the ground. And you're gonna lift the top of the knee, so up to your calf. And then bring it down to the other side. The wall, I mean, the wall is not that significant, but sometimes it helps if you push into the wall too.
Right.
Yeah. But you're gonna feel the stretch when you need it, so it doesn't matter. All right, so this side of the knee not being on the wall. Over. And you should be at a 90-degree angle. You're pretty much straight across, right? The top line. And your shoulders feel the same on both sides?
One's a little higher.
Yeah. So,
I can't get this one down all the way.
yes. Same thing.
Stretching.
Side of my right shoulder is definitely a lot.
Mine is the other side. This one I don't have to pull it. That's gross.
So that one is actually really like that could be a muscular thing. If you're pretty tight, having to keep your legs up on the block like that, took a lot of strength from my right leg. That right
You
leg
also
is-
have to focus on the squeeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushing.
Yeah.
Okay, cross the legs, bring them up towards the body, grab the feet. So like you're in easy pose. Yeah, rock, yes, and then pull the toes towards the body and rock back and forth. Let's switch sides. Hold the feet enough for you, maybe we'll get a stretch on the tops of the feet. Release the left to your side and sit up. All right, so we're just gonna come to hands and knees and then fall back into what you did.
I didn't notice it when I left.
And
And then I
toothpaste never
see it
goes
there
away.
now, and I'm like, oh my God.
Even with water. Toothpaste never goes
Yeah, but
away.
I didn't. Oh my God. This is so dumb.
Okay, come back into child's pose. So sit back on the heels. My feet are really cramping today. So I'm gonna sit on my toes for a minute first.
So you want toes or don't?
No, unless your feet are cramping too. Walk the fingertips forward. Yep, back to activate the fingers, maybe even activate the toes, pressing them into the mat. And you can come back to the peace and quiet breath here using your mantra. One or two more. Deep breath in, exhale completely. And then start to lift the head, walk the hands towards you, come up to your hands and knees. You do want to do our Vigalasana before coming up to the standing poses. So once you're ready, inhale, lift the tailbone and the chin, and then exhale, arch. We do a lot of talking in this class usually, and I will be talking a lot, trust me. For now, I'm just gonna let you be it. It'll just be a little bit more quiet. I mean, you already know how to do this. Warming up of this side, so just enjoy the movement. Add some shoulders, hips, do a couple more rounds. And then flat back, coming to curled toes, inhale. Exhale, hips up and back. Pedal the feet, lengthen through the tailbone. They don't have to be at the same time, but take turns doing those things. And so even as you're here with your down dog, you know, while we were pushing out to the strap and while on our big toes, we actually want to do that in our down dog too. So just look at your ankles and see if the ankles are lining up with the knees, or if they're collapsing in, or if they're rolling out. We focus a lot on the legs and the spine and down dog, but sometimes our feet are really big part of the equation that we forget about. Inhale, look up, step forward. Exhale, forward. And all the way up. Once together, exhale. Go through 2 rounds of sun salutation A. So coming to the front of the mat, we're going to pause first in mountain pose. Another opportunity for stillness and the inhale piece. Exhale, quiet. More deep breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back. Inhale up. And exhale back, 5 breaths here. You can be still or move. You decide. Just breathe deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale back to where we started. We're gonna finish a little bit differently for the second round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. And exhale, step down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, hip seven back, 5 reps. 1. Shift your weight to the hips and the legs. 2. 3. 4. And 5. All right, so we're gonna inhale and bring the right foot forward. And then come all the way up. Take a couple of breaths here. We're not gonna stay here the whole time. We just wanna come into warrior 1 first, and then we're gonna do it a second time. You can open up the shoulders and come all the way up. Yep. Rotate your knees in. Look all over the. Make sure I distract you and make you fall. Drop your back heel. It's the shadows. Is that what it's doing? All right. So we're gonna hop to the front of the mat all at once and come back to our mountain pose and grab your strap for the second part. Step into the loop of our left leg. And make sure the strap is facing forward. So we want it to be tight, but not, cutting off circulation. So I'm gonna tighten mine. And you want it to be up by the hip crease. So as you tighten it, actually mine is backwards. This would be much better if when you pull it, it's coming forward. So actually flip mine to the other side. Is yours coming forward? Yeah, you want the strap to be on the inside, just like that. So when you pull it, it pulls in towards the midline. Okay, so have your strap in your left hand, bring your left leg back. And just come into your regular warrior 1. Bend the front knee. Press the outer edge of the back foot. Press the inner edge of the front foot. And now use your right hand and pull this left hip in. So internally rotating. And then without letting go of the strap, so keep rotating forward, press the outer edge of the back foot again. And the front knee. You could even go deeper. And then go ahead and let go, keep this. Arms in. The last thing that sometimes we need to do is release the tailbone a little bit. If the butt is sticking out too much. So not necessarily a tuck, just drop it towards the floor. Yeah, and pull your hip forward again. What does that make you do? It makes you feel unbalanced.
I feel pressure in the front part of my ankle in the back instead of where I want it to be in the outside.
Can you press the ball down to the big toes also? And the outer edge of the back foot. To protect the ankle. And then maybe with your hips, you can widen your stance a little bit. Yeah. And now bend into the front knee. Yeah, make sure your hips have enough room. How does that feel? It's your ankles. Your ankles just need to get stronger. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, we know that about your ankles. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and hop back to the front. Did it feel like,
Just where my foot, like the pressure of your back foot of where it's supposed to go, or how you're supposed to feel, like where, or on the blade of the out.
yeah. And that's making your ankle feel like it's rolling out.
It was weird. It was like, instead of feeling it here, it was like right here. It could have just been the way I was standing.
Yeah. Pressing the outer edge of the back foot is to engage the glutes.
Right, okay.
And then the ball mount is to align the ankles, ankle and the knee and all that, so. And the quadriceps, so if you have some, you get massages, right? Not really, okay. Because there's muscles around the shins too that can be tight, yeah. And it could be your calf muscle also, you know? Dang calf muscle. Okay, so switching it to the other leg, strap facing in. Don't hold the strap again, just bring your right leg back and see what your body naturally does. Have your feet wide. I mean, when I was first being taught Warrior One, it was your heels are lined up. And of course, it's a man that's teaching you this, right? Who has no hips at all, who did not birth 4 children. So give your hips enough room because eventually, like, yeah, see where you are. And if your hip flexors are long enough to be able to come forward, and you know, like for me, if I do this, I'm starting to pinch my kidneys back here. And we don't want to pinch the kidneys. So I'm just gonna widen my stance so my hips have room. Go ahead and pull and rotate that hip in. So you can feel the femur head deepening into the socket. It almost lifts the butt a little bit too. And then you press the feet, release the tailbone. And that also is to give length to the kidneys, because when we're doing this, we're just crunching them up. And then you have the glands at the top of the kidneys, with the adrenal glands that are just getting pinched as well, right?
Right.
We don't need more of that in our bodies. So release, lift the chest. The more you dip your chin, the higher the chest will go. And bring the arms into it. And we're gonna stay here for double time, since we just did it with the strap. See if you can wrap that hip forward and deepen the femur head into the socket still. Yeah, did you feel that? Keep that, bring the seat forward. Yes. Now, you have a lot of curve in your lower back, right? See if you can really, yeah.
Oh, that's where I felt it.
Yeah. That means you're lined up. Take a few more breaths. And then soften the toes. Just press the ball bones. Go ahead and hop back forward.
Okay, so it's however I'm doing with my foot and ankle.
And you're pressing in all the right spots.
Yeah, when I turned, it was, you had to turn.
It's gotta be your calf muscle attachment
Yeah, it's
because
all right in there.
when you turn forward, that's gonna ask more of your calf muscle pressing the heel down. It's gonna stretch them out. So it's very possible that it could be that. All right, so now to do the other standing stuff, we're gonna actually undo the loop of our strap. Maybe try it. And then we're gonna make like a shoulder girdle with our strap. We've done this before. So this is why sometimes the longer one is nice, but the short one might work for this too. All right, so you're gonna take the strap evenly up by the ribs. And then you're gonna toss these, careful not to whip yourself, toss these over the shoulder. Okay, so it looks like I'm wearing a backpack. And then the back is gonna cross. And we're gonna pull the straps and lift the chest. So you already have good posture, so this probably doesn't feel that different from you, but this is like super exaggerated. Is that long enough for you? Do you want a longer strap? You're good? Okay, turn to the side for me. Okay, all right, so now let's put this to work. Come to the front of your mat. We're gonna do Parsvottanasana here. So instead of doing prayer hands behind the back, we're just keeping the chest lifted. Bring the left leg back. You want room for your hips, just like we did in Warrior One. Front leg is gonna stay straight. Press the ball mounts of both feet. Feel the legs engage. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, sink the right hip back. Keep pressing the feet. Yep, and if you can go all the way down, go for it. Once you have your length and your spot, let the shoulders dip forward, but you can grab the elbows behind the back or something like that. Take one more breath.
Trying to knock out, like.
Yes, you're doing really good with that. Other side, right leg back. See if you can, when you let go, did you let go of the straps at all?
Just one, just because of.
Okay, once you get down here, and if your back is vulnerable, of course you have to bend the knee a little bit. But see what happens when you let go. When I let go, my shoulders want to automatically tip forward. And so grab something. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. So there's no being dishonest with your spine here. If your hamstrings are tight, it's just gonna stop you. Release the straps. The shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale back to Tadasana. That takes a lot of leg strength, right? Grab your block for the next one, but keep your shoulder girdle. So now we're gonna do that with the forward fold, with our legs apart and our legs together, but have the block there just in case the back does start to get wonky. Okay, so feet nice and wide, like ankles in the forearm region if you were to extend the arms. Grab your straps, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Keep holding on to the straps. Legs are strong. When your hamstrings stop you, you can let go and put your hands in the block to keep the chest lifted. And either let the foot dangle here or whatever. What's up, Penny? Yeah, no, that's okay. I can see that your legs are strong, so that's really, if your spine is really straight here, then your legs have no choice but to work. Unless you're locking out the knees. Yeah, and really if your weight is tipping to the front of the feet, your legs are working. Go ahead and fold a little further. Feel it now?
Oh, I always.
Yeah. Another breath. Inhale, look out. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Now bring your feet together. So really neat. Trying to think of her name right now, and I can't think of it. She's an IFR certified teacher. Somebody was in a forward fold like this, you know? And then, so she had the strap around the butt, and her front was on top of this girl's back, and she had the strap pulling her this way. And then somebody was behind the girl with the feet on her heels, with the strap around the shins, pulling her in the opposite direction. So just getting as like deep as she could into that pose.
Wow.
Yeah. Somebody super flexy can do that.
Right.
Okay. Got your straps. I feel like we're jumping out of a plane or something. Inhale. Keep the ball onto the big toes pressing. Legs are engaged. Exhale, fold forward. Keep lifting the sitting bones. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, fold until you can't go any further, and then just drop the head. Shoulders back. And so you can release the strap here and have your hands on the floor, hands on the block. You can even put your hands behind your calf muscles and push yourself towards your legs. Uttanasana or Uttanasana. Utkatasana is chair, Uttanasana is forward fold. Let the head dangle. And now after these couple of breaths, maybe inner edges of your feet have started to lift, maybe you're loosening the strength on your legs. your back muscles to press you forward. Now lift the head, get your hands secure somewhere. Hands to waist as you exhale. Inhale all the way up. Ooh. Long hamstrings. All right, get rid of your strap. We're just gonna do good old fashioned eagle pose here. All right. If you want to use the block for your foot, you can. You don't have to use it. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Bring the right elbow over the left. Do what you can to get the palms together. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other, and then elbows away from you. Bring your left toes over the right foot or onto the block, like we're bending the standing knee. And you can have a focus point beyond the arms or just on the floor, whatever's easier to help you balance. You feel like you can wrap the left leg all the way around. That. Start to squat down. Your foot does not even have to leave the ground with long. I just have your toes on the other side of the foot. And to go further, like whether your leg is wrapped or not, keep the shoulders back if you're just feeling the strap and maybe coming to sleep. One last option for that for modification, of course, is the so all kinds of options for this class to be safe. Right, so other side. Arms up, exhale it. Left over right, wrap it up. Pull the shoulders back, hands away from the face. And your focus point, start to bring your weight to the back of the body already. And then right toes over the left foot. Stay here, you can keep wrapping. And then go as far as you want. Eagle or stay where you are. Can you bring your mantra into this? Inhale peace, exhale quiet, find some stillness. Just release it again. To the front of the mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale with that. And exhale, step back. Lower down to your belly, turn your butt. Inhale, lift. Cobra. And then exhale, come into child's pose. We're just going to take some breaths here and then come back to the belly. Okay, so come back up to hands and knees. Lower yourself. And we're gonna do, your chest and your spine is nice and open from the strap and keeping the shoulders back. So put your forehead on the mat, grab your feet or your ankles. We're gonna take a few breaths just warming up or opening up the quadriceps a little bit more here. Just be sure your forehead is flat on the mat so you can have a neutral neck. There's no reason to strain your neck here. You can just listen to my guidance. So you can stay here, or on your next inhale, start to push your feet into your hands and bow the body. So the chest will lift, the shoulders, the head. And keep pressing the feet. breath here. And bring the feet down, let everything go, rest on your right cheek. What, right and left? Yes, as long as you can both, you're fine.
Move on, Rick.
One more time. And one of these classes will focus on modifications for this because you can actually take a bolster or a blanket and put it on your hips and lift the chest more. Depending on what lineage of yoga you're practicing, it's going to focus on different things. It's going to focus on either opening the hips or opening the chest or whatever. Either way, it's a really deep back bend, you know? Okay, here we go. Grab the feet. Now, this time we go up. So maybe you don't go up as high, but see if you can keep the knees lined up with the hips and not open the knees. Now you see what happens. Push your feet and just come straight up. Taking 3 or 4 breaths here. And then release. Left cheek. So this time when we go into child's pose, as we're about to do, bring your hands to the floor. Come to hands and knees. And then big toes together, knees apart. Bring the palms together and drop the palms behind the neck. Rest here. Bring the hands down. Up. Cross at the ankles and lie down on your back. Okay, so we're going to focus one more time on the internal rotation of the hip joints. And so this is an interesting thing because when I was doing my 300-hour training, teacher training, there was a doctor that was saying, you know, your hip joint doesn't actually internally rotate in the socket, it's actually just neutral. It's either neutral or it rotates out. But as we're doing these postures, and even for physical therapy and stuff like that, it's called an internal rotation because it feels like it's going inward, right? So hug the right knee up to the body as far as you can. See what happens if you do go straight up over the ribs and instead of bypassing the ribs, working on that inflection. And we're gonna keep both feet flexed, lift the left heel just a couple inches, rotate from the hip socket in, so toes are gonna rotate in, and then lift from the outer leg another inch or so. We're gonna stay here for a little bit. Keep lifting. Shoulders are soft, face is soft. Your mantra help you focus here, the peace and the quiet. Few more breaths. Straighten the right leg. Rock the feet out a little bit. And bring the left hand to the chest. As close as you can, and at the same time, lengthen the right leg. Both feet are flexed. Before we even lift the leg, we can soften the shoulders, throat, and the jaw. Lift a couple inches with the right leg. Rotate from the hip socket in. And then lift from the outer leg. muscles in the outer leg are doing all the work here. If it gets to be too easy, it means you're too high, so you want to be at that part where it's hard. So I'm not sure if we do this. Few more. Ooh, straighten legs, rock a little bit back and forth. And then bend the knees. Separate the feet and just do windshield wipers with the legs just to loosen up the hips after doing that. It's a lot of hip work, not just like, you know, the stabilization stuff. All right, and then one more time, like we did in the beginning, we're gonna cross the legs like we're sitting in easy pose and grab the feet towards the body. And we're gonna rock that way. Stretching the front of the feet. And then switch sides. And then from here, we can come into happy baby if you like, or just regular happy baby. So grab the insides of the legs or the bottoms of the feet if you can. Press the knees down towards the floor. Together and drop. Straighten the legs, arms overhead, take a stretch, just over the wrists and ankles. And then we'll come to Shavasana here. So if you want to put on socks or cover yourself with a blanket, you can. The sky is pretty out there right now. The sun is really pretty out there. So when you're ready, palms facing up, feet hang out to the sides. Begin by feeling a release in the scalp. As you exhale, just feel the scalp release. And then bring your awareness to the space between your eyebrows or the third eye area. And feel a release from that point down to the temples. Allow the eyes to feel like they're falling back into the sockets. And even feel a softness or a release with the inner ear canals. Almost like it's creating a space in the mind. Unhinge the jaw. Allow the teeth to separate ever so slightly. And then continue that deep release like a wave going down into the shoulders and the upper body. Into the hips, the legs, and out through the toes. Feeling the breath slow down. Feeling complete relaxation from the top of your head down to your feet. And if the mind begins to wander, come back to your mantra. Inhale peace and exhale quiet. Bring your awareness back to your breath. And after another moment or two, begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Moving slowly, being sure to wake the body gently. begin to move into the wrists and the ankles, maybe taking another stretch or bend of the knees. And after another breath or two, you can roll onto your right side. Keep everything soft though. Find stillness, let the belly hang. Just rest on your arm. Let the head stay heavy as you press yourself back to a seated position. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Thank you for letting me guide you today. The teacher in me honors and appreciates the teacher in you.